Greetings, I would like to show my recent game in Italian Opening. So I played black and my opponent played the classical Italian Opening with c3 and then following d4. And actually the Italian Opening is very complicated opening for the beginners because one needs to learn a lot in order to play it. One needs to learn many variations, and even simple variations which are considered as mistakes should be played well, and some moves which they are not very obvious. So some of the variations like which I like to play in the blitz games, and this is what I played here. So I take the pawn, he takes the pawn, I check, and now he plays knight c3. I take the pawn with the knight c3, and he sacrifices the pawn. And here usually people take the knight with the bishop, then d5, and there are complicated variations like knight e5, take, then queen d4, and black needs to decide which knight would survive, which knight to save, or take a castle. Okay, it can be a castle, then white takes one knight, another knight played on d6, and basically this variation end up with a draw sooner or later. However, this is classical variation. I suspect if my opponent plays this Italian Opening, and if he plays knight c3, so he probably knows how to play this the entire variation. Maybe he even tried to get me some surprise. Therefore, I decided to surprise him. I take with a knight, and after b3, I take with the pawn, so I can actually move d5 now, which is also possible variation, which has little advantage for white. Bishop c6, and I play bishop e7. Basically, white has advantage here, and this is obvious advantage. So black needs to protect all the rest of the game. Therefore, I didn't play that. So I just take the pawn. And actually, this situation is very known. It's actually it's a known trap. No mistake by black. The move bishop c3 is a mistake, obvious mistake. However, to prove that, it's very complicated because there are two different proofs. One proof which known for 100 years, for more than 100 years, queen b3, and if white or black takes the rook, so it will be very bad situation for black. So basically check, take, and black lose the rook, and check, then king moves here, then now queen rook takes the bishop, king cannot take the knight because it will be check, and black loses another rook. Therefore, rook e7, and basically white wins the game. White wins another pawn, and with a pawn wins the game. However, in this variation, you have obvious protection, so black doesn't need to take the rook. Instead, black play d5, and after bishop takes the pawn, castle, and now basically the main idea is to protect like this. So white needs to decide which bishop to take, and if take this one, so it will be protection. Take and take. So the situation looks like advantage of white, or advantage of black. In this position, so white can find better idea is to take this bishop. Then black still can protect the position, and it will be more or less a draw. So the game will end up in a draw. Actually, white can get some advantage playing queen c2. Black protects, take, and still the position should end up in a draw. So it seems that white has some advantage, but anyway, it will be position will be equal in the end. There is no anything extraordinarily dangerous for black here. So, and there is another variation which actually my opponent tried to play. So bishop a3, and of course if I take the rook, so it will be check, and white win the queen immediately. And in this position, black supposed to surrender. In this, so this is the main variation which everybody knows. Probably right now, everybody who studies Italian defense or Italian opening, they know this variation, because this is a famous trap, famous mistake. But I don't need to take the rook in this case. So after bishop a3, I can play d5, and now white has a question, because white can lose a bishop, and white cannot check my king with a rook. So right now white needs to play b4, and this was what happened in the game. My opponent probably know a little bit about it, but he was thinking quite a while. So 308, and it turns out he was thinking about 40 seconds just on this move. So you can imagine that he tried to remember everything he learned about Italian opening, and he couldn't remember just because what he remembers is bishop a3, bishop takes the rook, and everything else I showed before, but he didn't know d5. Therefore, I surprised my opponent, and 40 seconds of thinking cost a lot, and it's just a beginning, because he needs to find other important moves in this position. So now I take the rook, and I have an extra rook. My opponent needs to do something. So his position estimated as super good by the engine. However, he needs to prove that. He checked me, I protect with the bishop. He plays knight e5, and this is a mistake. Obvious move, obviously you think like there is no protection in this case. However, there is simple protection: bishop b2, bishop c4, and queen c8. Now if he takes, I will move the queen, and he has no place to move with his knight. So if he plays this way, so I play c6, so I sacrifice the knight right now, and I will get the knight back. If he plays like this, so I will attack the rook, and actually here in this position I have an extra material anyway, because I already took one rook. Therefore, in order to win the position, white needs to play very, very accurately. So now again, so in that position, the best was to sacrifice the bishop. If he takes, so I castle and win. My position is good. So now take. So I attack and okay, protect. So he needs to move. G6. He probably play C1, Queen C1, King moves. He takes the rook, and now I have, so the material is equal, but I have 6 pawns and my opponent has only 5 pawns. He might take the pawn here. No, this is not good because I will attack the bishop and the rook, and actually in this case I will win the bishop. So therefore he cannot just take my pawn. On c7 he needs to play h4, for instance, queen d6, and black has considerable advantage, 1.22. Not easy to prove, but still extra pawn is extra pawn from the opening. So now let's return back. So this was a mistake, and actually if the right move is queen c2 to prevent queen b2. In this case I play queen d7, and if he attacks I take, sacrifice the queen. He takes my rook. Oh, he takes my bishop. I actually play castle, or I can play king d7. And actually in this situation the position is estimated as sufficient advantage of white. Rook c8, correct move. c6, bishop b6, knight, bishop d6, knight b6, queen b1. So here actually I have 2, 4, 6, 7 points against 4 pawns. So I have a rook, knight, and 2 pawns for the queen. And even though the position is actually only, so black can only defend the position, has no chance to attack, but it's difficult to prove that white win. So white also needs to prove that they can win this position, because it's not so obvious. Okay, so let's play further what the opponent did. He played knight e5. I actually made a mistake here. I play a6, and bishop moves to bishop. If the bishop could move to a4, and I had to move to queen f6. Then he take my bishop. I need to castle. He takes. I take. He attacks me, and I had to protect again here somehow. But at least this position is defendable, so very difficult to defend for black, I should say, but it's defendable position, probably, but I'm not sure if it's, the engine suggests it's a big advantage. Actually, I think yes, this position is white supposed to win, so it was my mistake to play a6. Maybe in this position it was better to play bishop b2, then take, queen moves to g4, takes, I castle. Yeah, in this position white white supposed to have advantage. Maybe b5, but in this case black take, or white takes the knight. I protect, he moves back, I move to c8. He needs to attack me here. I play c5, take, take, take. Then I can castle. So, and in this case, so white has two pieces for the rook, bishop and knight for the rook, and white has, so I can agree white has advantage. However, black has two pawns. Maybe it would be compensation, but it seems that white has an attack. So maybe it's not good compensation. So what I supposed to play is to bishop b4 to get advantage. Since I didn't do it, so I lose my position. Queen c8, so this was the best idea. Okay, so now what happens now? I play a6. He but my opponent didn't move back. He take with a knight, and now I'm supposed to move to queen f6. He needs to move back, and now I attack the rook. He check. I move, and after this move, so white has a little advantage. This was the right move in the theory. Again, so I didn't play f6, I played queen d7, and here white supposed to have advantage if the bishop moves. So in this case it would be advantage is the position which I showed you before, is like this. So I need to sacrifice the bishop for the pawn in order to castle, otherwise I lose completely. However, my opponent didn't move the bishop back, he moved the queen to a4. And this is a disadvantage, so I played bishop c3. Actually, I played bishop c3. He moved to a7, and now I take the pawn. He returned, and I take the rook. Okay.